Hi, my friend. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you? Happy Friday.
Over here, it's 10:41 a.m. Saturday morning. So I just woke up and I
Oh,
get to do, my favorite passion, which is podcasting and to speak to someone, as great as you. Yeah, I know that you're an LA-based artist. So this is something that I've been looking forward to the whole week because I get to talk to you about your recent collaboration with Per Johnson, a Swedish
yeah,
NFT artist. And of course, we want to spotlight you. And I just can't wait we're super hyped by your gracing our
awesome.
show today. And I personally know your history and background as a NFT artist. So I want to talk to you about NFTs, maybe a bit about the creator economy, and even about music. So before you do, can you give our audience some sort of background of what you've done, maybe a short version of your career so that they have some context of who you are?
Well, let's just talk about everything. Yeah, I love music. Music's an integral part of everything, I believe. I think it fueled like my creativity. I started dancing and choreographing or whatever. So then I just transferred that to paint and then now to NFTs, and it's so much fun. As long as I'm growing and I'm trying new things and it's fun, I'm in. So yeah, it brought me right here, right now with you and everybody else. So
This
that's
is
cool.
great. Fantastic introduction. And we know that you see every moment as an opportunity to create something exciting, right? Be it an interaction like this, with someone, or maybe a place or an idea. Tell us some of the inspiration, like your family members, are they artists as well? Like what got you down this, artistic or rabbit hole, or even some might call it, this NFT rabbit hole? Maybe tell us the entire story and the journey.
I think it's just an instinctual feeling, and it's kind of like you're following like the breadcrumbs of what's going to bring you the most joy, even if it makes sense or not. But my mother is an extremely gifted genius. Like she can compose uh, music on the piano, paint you in 2 seconds, cook the most amazing meals. Like she's just like a blooming genius. And then my father is the most incredible human I've ever known, but he's black and white. He doesn't he doesn't understand like the creativity. He just loves people and everything. So the two of them together are like a great force, and they inspire me. And as I don't know, I think they produced whatever you see in front of me and the work that you see. Does that make any
Yeah.
sense?
In fact, we want to zoom into the art piece that is hanging on your wall right now. Tell us, about this piece. There's a spider, right? So maybe there's a huge backstory behind this. Take it away.
Yeah. Okay. Well, funny enough, actually, it just slightly reminds me of that Mezzanine album that we connected with when I saw Massive Attack. And when I started painting, I listened to like Massive Attack, Mezzanine, Portishead, like just all the music was just allowing me to create images on the canvas that I had no preconceived idea of what I was going to paint, and it just allowed itself to be. But this piece that you see right here is actually a print of a commission I was given during the pandemic. So somebody knew that I'm an artist and I do commissions, and probably because of COVID, he was home more than usual and happened to see a spider on his furniture. So he literally took his camera and like shot the piece and then shot it over to me and said, "Hey, will you paint this for me? I like believe it's like titled Pandemic." With the spider in it. So that's what I did. But this is yeah, that's a print of the original that I sold for the commission. And it kind of looks like that Mezzanine album cover, just a little bit, a little bit.
It does. And of course, we definitely want to talk more about Mezzanine. That has a really incredible album, right? And perhaps you
Amazing
even have some
album.
videos, where you attended a show where Massive Attack was touring, I think a couple of years back before the pandemic. So let's talk about your Instagram page first, because this is an amazing page. And of course, you have this particular art piece that caught my attention, also music related, Beatles related because this is Ringo Starr, right? And
Yes.
basically, it's just him beating on the drums. And tell us how this collaboration with Per Johnson came about.
Okay. So, well, every time I'm like creating and evolving, and I get to a place where like I'm stuck and nothing feels new or fresh and it's not exciting for me. And I'm like, how can I do something different? So that series is called Wise Guys. And what I did was literally just cut up random pieces of old pieces of work and paper and threw it down and let it compose itself. And like, if I were to show you the progression, like I didn't go and create that, it created itself. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but that's what art is. So I when I entered the NFT realm, one of the first artists that caught my mind and attention was PJ. Like his art, I feel is so clever and so cutting edge, and it just resonated with me so much. And we decided to do a collaboration, and he chose this piece because he actually bought a print of that. So it was like, I don't know, really good mojo back and forth. And we had so much fun collaborating it, and it turned into something we're super proud of. And there's so much detail in the actual NFT, down to our both just like our signatures and our little like, we made like these little crypto uh signatures of ourselves. Like that's me and that's him, like crypto NP Swedish dude, and that's me, the cryptic. And we put it on the bottom right hand corner as like a signature for our NFT piece, which adds some value to our collaboration for ourselves. I don't know, and it's just meaningful. So it was a real fun experience to meet him in the beginning back in April, and then because of both of our journeys, we ended up doing this, and I'm super proud of the piece.
And I think you nailed it on the head when you mentioned that PV, right, or Per Johnson, who I like to call him. He is someone who is also as talented as you and really crushing it in the NFT space. I was fortunate enough to be gifted one of his NFTs recently, and use it for the intro of my podcast shows. Yeah, and a lot of times I like to play his animated art because they're so well crafted and really creative. And I think he's also a music lover and art lover, right? So, like you
Yes.
mentioned that you love Massive Attack, especially the Mezzanine album. I'm sure this is also related to the Beatles because Ringo Starr, of course, everyone's favorite Beatle. Maybe not everyone. Some will say that they prefer John Lennon, Paul
Yeah, I think
McCartney.
I have some arguments there, but okay.
Which one is your favorite Beatle? And of course, we have to maybe connect this with the upcoming documentary film that I think, um, what's his name? The guy who directed the Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson. Yeah, I think he's helming that project, and we are all just eagerly anticipating, that documentary to drop in November. I think we saw the trailer where we just fully realized how much we miss, the Scouse accents of the Beatles, right? Paul, George, and Ringo and John. It brought back probably a lot of fond memories. Looking at your collaboration art with PV, as well as watching that trailer where it brought back memories of me watching Beatles anthology on local TV for 3 weekends in a row, and like rewatching them again and again on my VHS tapes in the years that follow. I still have them, by the way. So I finally have a reason to subscribe to Disney Plus this holiday season. Are you excited as well? Like maybe tell us about your Beatles
So
fascination
what
stories.
was so exciting though was just the fact of just the synchronicity of how, number one, we decided to do the collaboration, and we said no, we don't really have like a deadline. This is something we want to enjoy. Let's just see how it unfolds, right? But the timing that we actually produced the NFT was exactly like the same day that Ringo Starr came out with his new album. Uh, and it was just bizarre. And now I know about the documentary as well. So it's even more meaningful. So I hope people enjoy this NFT because it was so much fun to collaborate with him. And like, it just, he's in Sweden, I'm here. I just feel like, I don't know, this whole new vortex of the NFT metaverse or whatever is just, it's bridging the gap, making such a strong community and inspiring, and making all of us like want to create like really cool things, and doing things together is even more fun than usually like an artist just does their own thing by themselves. So being able to collaborate with others and meeting others just seemingly out of the blue from way away from where you are is just such a cool experience, you know? And look at the final product. I'm so happy with it.
It looks amazing, yeah, especially when it's animated. And you basically started this creation, right, by painting this on canvas. So perhaps you
Yes.
can walk us through some of the more detailed process of making this come to life.
Yeah, I didn't even paint it. That's the whole part of this, and I feel like is my philosophy of life. It's just like you allow what is, presenting itself towards you, because it's presenting itself towards you for a reason. So when you allow things to unfold, instead of kind of like calculating, manipulating, like, oh, I'm going to do this specifically, you get some like a product that is, I think that's what art is. It's more visceral, it's more alive, it's breathing. Because I never intended on creating, like painting that or creating that when it happened. It just kind of like unfolded like that, and it was fun. Like that's the key to, I for me anyways, in this exploration, and keeping your curiosity there. Just like, how can you mix it up? How can you shake it up? How can you keep it fresh? And so when you get to that point in your I don't know, in your abilities where you feel like you're just stuck, like shake it up, totally do something different that's unexpected. And what a great way to bring in somebody else and help you shake it up even more, you know?
I
Does that make
think two
sense?
words comes to mind: cosmic synchronicity, right? I think it was
Yeah.
Carl Jung who probably claimed that synchronicity indicates that, for example, like we should fly there, we should speak to this person, or the universe has given us a clear sign by connecting our thoughts with the outside world and its future. Except that he hasn't, not really, because the cosmic connection is all in our minds, right? And from talking about that beetle bug on the Mezzanine Massive Attack album, relating to a beetle, which is Ringo Starr, beating the drums, and then
Yes.
talking about all these friends we're connected with because we are all in this NFT space together. Although I'm in the podcasting space, you guys are in NFT world, and it seems like the world
But we're
has
all together.
all together, yeah. And under this real estate, this screen on our computers and devices as well, I think it's just incredible how we are all interconnected. So I want to ask
100%.
you, yeah, more about NFTs, because I know that now this has become more than just a hype, right? It's definitely here to stay. And also in terms of like the creator economy as well, every creator is now having like this renaissance period, yeah, where they are able to actually not just see their creativity blossom, getting more exposure and getting it distributed in more platforms and mediums, like using NFTs. So tell us how exactly you find, or your predictions about NFT in the next 5 years, for example. Do you think it will continue to become a thing, or it's just gonna fade into people's memories, or it's just gonna maybe take on another form and not even be called NFTs anymore? What's your take on that?
I don't have a take. My take is right now, just like in the moment, that I want to be a part of this, and I just want to see where it goes. I'm not so attached to like where it's going. I really think it's going and it's taking off, and it has created this like incredible, creative, fun community together. But I'm not so like, oh my God, I need to know if this is gonna be a thing in 5 years. That doesn't matter. The whole part of it is, like acting on your excitement in the moment, and that chain reaction to where it leads you. Like, I never thought I was going to get into NFTs, because I actually didn't have like this like a tangible like feeling for this digital art. I like more like organic and textural. That's probably why I like PJ stuff, because it does have that organicness. So I was like, well, how could I make this, work for me, and that I'm like, I could animate my paintings, and then that was so much fun because then I'm starting from where my painting exists and I get to bring it to life. So right now, like that's where I am, and it's, so much fun and exciting to see. Ask me in 6 months from now or a year from now, I don't know. I could change my mind. Who knows what's going to happen? It's right now what's important, and like I feel like there's value in this moment, anyways. Like bridging me and you, me and PJ, whoever I'm meeting, on Twitter that I'm using for the first time ever, in like a real way. It's such a like I don't know. It's really a cool experience, bringing people together like this.
Talk to us about how artists, right, can directly monetize their work and even leave their day jobs. For example, we know that many artists are just probably like making a living, like doing stuff that they don't really like, in order to have the ability to make even more art. Yeah. So some are still like doing it not professionally, or they are taking up other roles in maybe startups, for example. So like this entirely different dynamic than ever before, right? So what are the factors that bring about this creator economy trend, in your opinion?
Okay, I can't answer that question for you, but I can tell you, like, I never chose what I was doing. I never chose to be an artist or like a painter. I wasn't like, okay, I'm going to be an artist and I'm going to go on my road, right? I literally was just doing things. In fact, like I don't know, the first whole like dozen paintings I ever did, I never thought anybody even was going to see it. And they were like 6 by 4 feet canvases. And I was going through something and I was just listening to Massive Attack, Portishead, Led Zeppelin, Nick Drake, whatever, like all the music. I was just getting emotions out and like putting it onto canvas for myself. I had no idea or anticipation. Number one, they're all sold now. And the way that they came about being sold, it's the most bizarre experience. I wasn't like, okay, Carrie, you're an artist, go to a gallery, get represented. No, like just like incredible synchronistic serendipitous experiences happen to you along the way. And if you're paying attention, your heart and your mind, and if it's truly meant for you, number one, you're going to be aware because you're realizing something is coming into your presence for a reason, and if it has that good feeling, it leads you to the next thing, and you just constantly follow the trail. Like, and that's pretty much like symbolic of my life and the way that I create. And like, this is so thrilling. Like, I'm talking to you, you're in Singapore, I'm in LA. We're brought together probably because of PJ in Sweden and because of the NFTs that I never even thought like was something I would even entertain, and it's all because it felt good to go in that direction. It wasn't like I have to, that's like motivation versus inspiration. Motivation, we're conditioned to believe in our culture, like go to the gym, be disciplined, this is what you need to do to be successful. Inspiration, it's like effortless, it's timeless. You don't even know that the time has gone by, and all of a sudden like people or circumstances present themselves. It just feels different. So if you're in touch with like those kind of feelings, what is for you and what's not, and that's what I find to be exciting. So when you ask me, where do I see the NFTs in 5 years? I don't care. It's like, I'm sure they'll exist, and who knows what it's going to transform into. Maybe that's the exciting part. It doesn't matter. Right now, I know it's exciting right now. I know it feels like really fresh, and there's so much possibilities. So as long as there's more to explore and flesh out, like I'm in, as long as it's fun, that's it.
Very well said, very well said, because I think the process is more exhilarating than the destination, right? And we're all
Yes.
living this process, this journey together right now. And we definitely have to talk more about Massive Attack, the Mezzanine album, in case our viewers have forgotten, right, or they have never heard of this gem of an album. It's probably my favorite non-rock, non-metal, non-industrial, non-cyberpunk album. It's like the
I saw you
entirety.
wrote that. I saw you wrote that on your
You saw that?
Facebook. It made me
It's like the entirety of that album is just pure chill, dark electronic music, along
it's
the
so
lines of
good. I
Avax
wish you were at
and
the
Portishead, which you
Palladium.
love as well, yeah. So,
Yeah.
tell us about those videos that you captured at the Massive Attack gigs recently. Those were dope.
Bizarre,
Those
'cause
that you
it
sent
was
me.
20 years ago when I first started painting. Like literally, I'm just listening to Massive Attack and all. Like I'm not like I remember like leafing through the CD, like reading it, but it was always in my like 5 CD mix. The Massive Attack would come on, and I would create my art, and then 20 years later, I'm in another place in LA, and I get to see them live, and it blew my mind. Like I never like watched their videos, or I didn't even have a TV. I was just listening to music and painting, So to see them live, I'm like, what is going on? And it was sold out, and like the variety of people there, like kids, like in their like teens to like I don't know, whoever, they the whole gamut. They were all there enjoying it, and it was just an incredible show. I sent you the videos, like you saw the mania that was
Wow, the
Massive
energy
Attack.
is incredible. I was getting goosebumps watching those videos that you sent me.
And
Those are really dope.
Teardrop. Oh, when they did that, and then and plus their like videos that they had going on at the end there near the end of the show. It was like, I don't know. You were just like standing there. You're like, is this really happening? Is this happening in front of my eyes? It was really cool.
So I'm gonna ask you, the obvious question: your favorite tracks from the album. So I'm gonna ask it in a different manner. Like I was playing this game on my Facebook newsfeed recently, where I just ask everyone to keep this going, where you need to actually write something along this, flow, like slept in my Massive Attack T-shirt and woke up with a rising sun, or slept in my Tool T-shirt and woke up sober. So tell us,
okay,
what will be your interpretation?
I'm going to follow you with your synchronicity though about t-shirts, because literally Massive Attack has been with me the whole time I've been a creative force. And I don't know if can you see what this says? It says, it's more like I'm a born again creative, but it says born again creative. Can you see that?
Yeah, born again creative.
Yeah. So I made this t-shirt, and like it's Massive Attack is part of that like zeitgeist in that, because it has been there every single time. Like, what is going to kick drive you to the next level, And I thought of that before NFTs, and Massive Attack was still playing in my mind, right? And then NFTs happen, and then it makes even more sense. I feel like I'm a born again creative with the NFTs, like that EKG, it like flatlines, and then it goes up, not the other way around. That's how I feel like every increment of my creative journey. So I attribute that to music for sure.
Fantastic. How we are linking everything together, from t-shirts to bands to albums to creatives, because I think
we're all connected.
Massive Attack's Robert 3D Dal Naja is basically rumored to be Banksy, right? Even though he's not. And even though both are actually from Bristol. And I think perhaps 3D's graffiti art actually inspired Banksy. Yeah. So it's like, recently I saw an article where he posted on his Facebook or Instagram. I think it's basically a tribute to Steve Jobs, of all people. Yeah. And yeah. Basically, it shows that Robert 3D, right? He's also an artist, not just a musician or a front person or Massive Attack. He's also like an architect, designer, creator.
I saw that.
An Apple fan, right? So, are you an Apple fan?
No, but I saw your post. I know what you're talking about.
I'm just like repurposing some of my own posts and bringing it onto this show. But I just want to use this as an excuse to ask you, we know that, some of the things that are attributed to Steve Jobs, even 10 years after he has passed away, right? Like he was without a doubt the most curious human being that many have met, right? So even like Johnny Ive, perhaps. So like most people have an innate curiosity, but Steve Jobs probably, like to explore tentative ideas. Wanting to learn was far more important than wanting to be right. So do you have this same, innate lack of fear for the terrifyingly, new that made, other artists visionary, like even Per Johnson? And I can see from your art as well, you're a visionary artist. So tell us,
Oh,
how you like to try new things you have never tried before. Like going down this NFT rabbit hole must be really terrifying for you as well when you first started, right?
you said, say that last part again. You just cut out there. Sorry.
Like they're going down this NFT rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And coming in blind, for
Oh,
example,
yeah.
must be really
I
a
love it.
terrifying experience for you.
No. Like, what's the fear? Who cares? Like, you're never failing if you're trying something new. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, okay, let me just put this out there. So when back to the PJ and Ringo collaboration, I was just like, let's just go all balls out, and like I had no fear on like for like a price. And okay, fine. I maybe have gone like I went to Rockstar, but like I'm like, let's just do it. We have nothing to fear. Who cares? We can change the price. So now like I went like way up there just for the thrill of like experiencing that. And now like we made it for anybody to get. You know what I mean? Like it's like, so what? You try things, you fail, but you only fail if you never try, right? And it was still fun. And I like I'll do it again. I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna do a few things again. I'm like, whoops, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just keep going. I want that next thing that I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, do it. So let's see what's next. I don't know. Give me an idea. What do you got, Wayne?
How about this? Like, I know that you have so many incredible art, right? And we can see some of your art on your Instagram, and of
Thank
course,
you.
some of the NFTs that you're minting on Foundation as well. Do you think that it's a good idea to actually have your own virtual gallery in the metaverse where, we can all enter the metaverse either using a web browser from our devices or putting
I don't
on
think
our VR helmets, right? And being able to actually feel the presence. If you're hosting your gallery and walking us through your gallery, we could actually feel that you're just standing right next to us and with our VR headset. So is that something you're exploring, like, to actually present it in a different form?
I think that's a great idea. I don't think everybody has to do that. I haven't done that yet, but now maybe you're planting the seed within me. But just like I said, like the way that I became an artist, it's not like I went to a gallery. I just kept people saw my work and like I don't know, like crazy experiences, and it just allowed me to like just keep going to the next one. So everybody has their own way. So I'm not saying that that's not a bad way to do it. It sounds like a good one, but not everybody has to do the same thing. I still think whatever is meant to be will show up for you and you'll experience. You don't need to, but it's a valid, great idea for sure. Right?
Before we let you go reluctantly, we want to do a speed round, speed fire round. So the instructions are pretty simple. Yeah, just keep your answers short and pithy, one sentence or two maximum. So are you ready?
Okay, I'm gonna try. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's do it. What are your proudest life moments?
Right now. This right now.
You are so nice by saying that. And every time when someone answers that question with right now, I'm like, I feel so honored to be part of this.
I mean it. This is epic. You're epic. Okay, next one.
What do you want doing less of in 2021?
What do I want? What?
Doing less of in 2021.
The last thing I want to do in 2021?
Yeah, doing less. What things do you want to do less?
I don't know. I'll let you know when I do them.
Then what do you want doing more of in 2021?
Oh, trying new things. Yeah.
What
Trying new
would
things.
you want written? The next one is a little bit, morbid, but it's just for fun. What would you want written or carved on your tombstone?
Well, I'm eternal, so the tombstone is just a pretty prop. I don't know. I haven't given it much thought. Ever say ever? Maybe born again creative.
That's a good one. Yes, I think that nails it. Yeah, I mean, I love that.
Maybe that's what it is.
The answer is right there on your T-shirt.
That would
And
make sense.
this is amazing. Your advice for NFT artists out there who's watching this right now?
Any advice I'd give anybody and myself is just keep doing what feels right for you. Don't feel like you have to like be like somebody else. Because I always say this. I even have an NFT. Like your superpower lies in like who you truly are, and nobody has that ability to be who you truly are. How you see, how you create, how you express yourself. If you're in alignment with that, it's a win-win. That's it.
Very well said, my friend. So, any future ambitions or side projects?
I want to do more collaborations with people. It's super fun. Like, because I've done so many like paintings by myself, and like that's fine. But these collaborations, and I did another one actually with Vadim Kozlov. He did the music for one. It wasn't like how it was with PJ, but it's so much more fun when you get to share the process and then share it with everybody else. I love that. I'd like to do more of that.
Amazing.
So,
How can people reach you?
Oh, just call me. They can reach me on direct message me on Instagram or Facebook or email me. This is Carrie Kaplan at gmail.com, or this is Carrie Kaplan at Instagram. You got it all down there. The maestro.
And your foundation page as well. Yeah, go check.
That too. Go check out the foundation.
Twitter,
You guys, you got a bid on Ringo. It's a steal now. Okay. Anyway.
You know what? I have this funny feeling out of this conversation, right? The next time we meet in real life will be a massive attack show.
Oh,
either in LA or somewhere else in the world. I think
we'll
just fight it.
Yeah. Okay, Wayne, by the way, one of my favorite things here is all these new music venues in LA, like the Hollywood Bowl. The last two concerts I saw was Gary Clark Jr. and Vampire Weekend, and they were amazing. So like live
blew your mind?
Just, I don't know. Yeah, it did. I'll send you more videos of them. It was incredible. So
please do, because all your videos are dope. So I really enjoy this conversation, and it's a great way to wake up to a Saturday morning right here in Singapore. So I know that it's late over there in LA, but I hope that you'll come back next time and maybe announce more of your future drops. I think it's very interesting to actually be connected to your art and connected to you as a person. So I think it's great for our audience to discover your work as well. Any last words or message for our audience who are watching this live or replaying this podcast on Spotify or Google or Apple Podcasts later on?
The only advice I have is what I gave to me, and it changed my life. Like, don't critique your stuff so much. Just keep sharing it, because if it's even meant for one person, it is an incredible feeling to connect with them for something that you thought was nothing, and then hear their story like for it. So keep sharing, keep doing, and yeah, you won't be sorry. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wayne.
I just want to say, keep crushing.
Oh, you too. Oh my God, this was such a thrill. How much
Super
fun.
appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I hope to meet you in real life really, really soon. Take care of yourself and take care of everyone over there, Carrie. Goodbye.
Bye, Wayne.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you.
So do check out Carrie Kaplan's all her work, NFTs on Foundation. And of course, she's also on Twitter. I think you could actually go to her Twitter by going to this Instagram URL. Most of the links are there. So we're going to stick this up in our show notes as well. So that's all for now. I think I have a few more guests coming on later on this weekend. Do stay tuned. In the meantime, I'm going to grab breakfast. Bye, everyone.